I'm checking our sources here, making sure we're good. As usual, takes a minute. There we go. Twitch is alive.
You see us live on the Twitchels.
Yep, YouTube as well. All right.
All right, my dude, you ready?
Yeah. I'm gonna clean my glasses while this song is going off.
All right. And we are going live. Dude, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. My name is Mark.
And I'm Vic.
And we are To Live and Talk in LA.
Yes.
Yes, we is.
I didn't get the chance to clean my glasses, but you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna fight through it, dude. Because this is the show.
You getting fogged up then, huh?
Yeah. You know what, though? You get used to it. As a person with glasses, sometimes I'll just get up in the morning and put them on. I'm driving to where I'm going, and I'm just like looking through a screen of haze, and I didn't know it for 2 hours, you know? And then you get to clean it, and you're like, oh my God, everything looks beautiful, you know? So it's like I get to gift myself that every once in a while.
Have you ever thought about LASIK?
I have.
And you obviously aren't going to do it because you're in your 30s and you haven't done it, right?
Well, they say you're supposed to wait until your vision stops getting worse. And mine is kind of like leveled off, but it still gets a little worse every time I go. So I don't know. I just feel like it would be wasteful because I think if you do it now and then it gets worse, you're just blind again. That is my understanding. Also, I don't like how they keep you awake and like lift off your eyeball and just fuck around in there and then put it back. It's like that is traumatizing. I don't know how people can do that.
I don't like that.
You know, some people can't even put in eye drops. It's like, and then you get the other extreme of them taking your lenses off. It's like, how does that happen? It's crazy.
And there's so many things that can go wrong with LASIK for me. One is being awake and feeling like you have sand or 1,000 eyelashes in your eye and you're not supposed to sweat. And the problem is, I sweat. I mean, I'm sweating now as I do the show, which you can find live on on Twitch, or you can find us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or however your podcast. That's what happens.
Yeah.
But I'll sweat, and then I feel like I'll get sweat in my eyes, and then I'll just undo all the pain that I did to myself with LASIK.
Yeah. I mean, I think they put you down on a bed so like it beads off of you. I think like they're laying you down on like a level surface, probably. I also just think like, what if I just look, you know, I look one direction and you're fucked, right? Like, cause you're awake. So it's like, you have to be looking. Do they put something in your eye to keep it from moving? I don't understand it. It's freaky to me.
I don't know, but there's one thing I need to do. My left eye is extremely bad.
Yeah.
If I were to cover my right eye, I can't read anything. I'm looking at the screen right now, and I can't really see anything.
Can you read what it says above my head, like without squinting?
I can barely make it. I can barely make it.
Yeah, it's pretty fuzzy for me too.
But they said because it's kind of astigmatism or a lazy eye, I don't know. An optometrist over my life said if you wear an eye patch on your good eye and let your weak eye do work for like maybe 15 minutes while you watch TV or play video games, over the course of me doing that, it could help strengthen my eye. And I said, you know what? I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
And I have never done it.
Oh, dude. That gives you a chance to wear an eye patch for like an actual reason. It's pretty cool.
I might have to do it.
I totally would. Because I think it just seems fun. And it's like, and then you're doing it for a reason, not just to like pretend you're a pirate for 15 minutes, you know?
I have had to wear an eye patch.
And what'd you think?
It was during the time where I had a friend graduate, and she had this big graduation party, and the day of, I was freaking out because it felt like my eye was going through something, and it was aggravated, and it was actually driving me crazy. I had to leave work. I had to go to the optometrist, and what they did is they dropped eye drops, like very specific eye drops in there, and they saw that I scratched it somehow.
Hmm.
And I remember playing video games the night before, and I was like, I can't even do this anymore. I was legit having a freak out, and it was driving me nuts because of my eye, and it was because I was scratched. So they put in these specific eye drops, and then because I was leaking, I had to put something over it, and I put an eye patch, and I went to my friend's graduation party
With an eye patch. And were
with
you
an eye patch.
were you picking up ladies left and right with your eye patch? Because I think it would work that way. I'm pretty sure.
You know who really liked it? Dudes.
Mm, shit.
Dudes liked it, and
You know what? That makes
um,
sense.
when your peripheral is kind of off key, it actually uh, you get drunk quicker. So I got
Oh,
drunk pretty fast,
well, there's a little added benefit.
like a cheap date right there.
Yeah, put on your eye patch, take a shot, let it sink in, and then you're getting double your money's worth there. That's pretty
Dude,
good.
true. Yeah, so I mean, I should get an eye patch and I'll try it out because maybe that's what I need to strengthen my eye.
It's non-invasive. Eye patches are cheap. I think you should do it. I wouldn't do LASIK, but you could also. Is it not a thing that you could get with glasses? Glasses don't help. It's like something different. You said
It
because glasses
helps.
are cool. I like
Yeah.
wearing glasses. That's part of the reason why I don't get LASIK as well. I also just like having glasses.
I have glasses and I don't mind wearing them, but then I just forget to wear them.
Not to flex, but these glasses are Gucci, so I'm just saying
Uh,
it just
I
gives you
had
another opportunity to
I had
do
Prada
bad.
glasses at one point.
Yeah, you could do anything, dude.
Uh,
You could wear
the
any
devil
glasses you want.
the devil wears them, so I said, why not me?
Hmm.
I don't know. LASIK freaks me out though.
Yeah, same.
Not a fan.
You know what I'm bummed out about is my deep voice is gone. I'm officially not sick anymore.
Yeah, you're feeling better, huh?
I am. And you know what? It took surprisingly longer than I thought. Like, I don't think I've been contagious for days, but I just had this like lingering, like, I still have to like clear my throat every once in a while. And it's been like this for a while. And it's just like, I think I'm just bad at being sick. I take a long time to get better, and I'm a total cranky bitch all
Hmm.
throughout the time that I'm sick. Like, I don't even have to have big symptoms, and I'm just like being a diva. And I know that about myself. Um, and this has just lingered, dude. Yeah. I mean, I drink orange juice. I've been doing emergency and stuff. Just took a while. But, we have to say goodbye to my smooth radio voice. It's just back to normal now.
Your bassy tones.
Yeah. It was fun while it lasted, but, had to get back to normal. My normal.
You're some Barry White.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I sounded like Barry White.
I think so. I think I'd rather have a deeper voice all the time, but maybe it's weird and it gets old. I don't know. Maybe he's sad because he can't sing high notes. The grass is always greener.
Well, I mean, would you change your voice? And if you did, because I would change mine to Barry White.
Hmm. I don't know. I try to think of like who has a good voice, and it's funny because you always think like people with voices for radio, they're like smooth and kind of deep, but that's not always true. Like some of these podcast voices that I've heard now, they're not even deep or smooth. They're just like people who fought through that voice adversity and made it work. So I don't even know what is like optimal anymore for this type
Yeah.
of stuff.
I mean, we always talk about the voice being important for things like podcasting and like singing, obviously.
Mm,
But you never think about it for rap.
it's true.
It, I don't,
There's
and
a wide range.
there's a wide range, and some people sound better than others. But I mean, I can say the same raps as the Jigga Man, J to the A to the Y.
Mhm.
Jay Z,
Yeah.
Hove. Hove went through that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that. But it just doesn't sound right. And I don't know, maybe it's the voice, maybe it's the
Mm.
tone.
You think like Lil Wayne has like a little like mousy voice. He's like kind of a little annoying actually,
Yeah.
but
But it
people
works,
love
right?
him.
Yeah, because I can say Wheezy F baby, please save the baby, and no, it doesn't sound as cool.
Mm-mm. He like played to it.
He just does it.
Yeah.
Voice like yeah.
Eminem
What was
sounds pissed off all the time. Everybody's got their thing.
Hmm.
So it's
I
like I don't know that I would change my voice. Now that we had this conversation, I'm here now. and I've thought through it and I'm here, I don't think I would. I think I'm okay.
Okay. I don't know,
Yeah.
but sorry about your voice.
Yeah. Thanks.
Mm, You're making through with it. I had to go to the airport to pick up the Guatemalan,
Hmm.
and I didn't know people do this. Maybe you knew this. I didn't know it, but
Hmm.
I said I'm not going to rush to the airport last minute and be that guy and looking for the terminal and just coming late.
Yeah.
I decided to get in and out at right near the airport.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a mistake. It was really busy, but
Yeah.
and I'll
They're
rant
always
about that
fucking busy
in
though.
a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're always busy. Then you do airport traffic.
Yeah.
But the problem, not even problem, is like I didn't know people do this, which is they will sit in the grass outside. Like there's kind of like a parkway area, and people watch the planes land.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Why?
I don't.
What are they doing? Are they doing something while they're waiting, or they're just there just to do that?
They are sitting down in the parkway in the greenery to watch planes land.
Wow, they would have loved the last house I lived in because there were airplanes going over that bitch all the time, and I hated it. You know, it's one man's trash, dude.
Wait, you were in a flight path?
I think so because I just would hear airplanes all the time when I was living in Lake Balboa, fancy Van Nuys, as we say. There was a lot of airplanes going to Van Nuys Airport, and it's just all the fucking time, dude. Very annoying.
You'd hear it, but did you see it?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I would. We had like a
Well,
really nice like biodome of trees though, so it did help with coverage. But like, yeah, I didn't really like the airplanes. These people. So anyway, sorry, I interrupted you. These people are there, just watching them pass by, huh? With their in and out.
some people with In and Out, they had their chairs, which I don't think I'll ever own in my at any point in my life, which is those chairs you can take to the park. Maybe one day I will, but they have those chairs and they just sat and they
People with
watched the
kids have
airplanes
those
land.
chairs. Yeah.
It was that's such a small town thing.
Yeah.
That's a we have nothing better to do. Let's go watch the planes land. Let's call it a romantic date while you give me a handy under this blanket. That's kind of like, but like in LA where you just have so much going on, people were just doing that.
In LA, I feel like everybody's too busy and cool to do anything and be anywhere. So I'm surprised. I know people like to watch like trains. People, they make a movie about that. People looking at trains. Mm, so I don't know. I guess there's an airplane thing too, you know. But I just find that. I mean, I don't know. I
I,
guess I don't want to yuck somebody's yum, but I just, yeah, I don't see myself doing that.
but the planes were pretty close. I took a picture, posted on my Instagram. You can find me at Lark Me, and I posted a story of how close the plane was, and I said, "Cool," and that was it. That's all I needed, just one plane.
Can you feel it? Because if you could feel it, then I might be down.
I don't like. You mean like a sonic wave
Like,
or a sonic boom?
I don't know. Just like, are you like, is it blowing your hair back because it's so like, or something, anything? Because I think that may make more of an experience, But just looking at them is not enough for me.
No, I mean I did
Sounds like
not
it
get
was not. It sounds like it was kind of whack, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
I did not get into green in order for me to do that.
Oh, okay. Well,
So it's yeah.
hey,
Didn't happen.
if anybody listening to this watches planes land, let us know what's going on with that. I'm interested.
Do you do you look at it and you're like, oh, there's the Delta. Oh, there's Alaska Airlines.
Yeah.
It, there's JetBlue. I mean, you're just staring at the planes, and do you start knocking them off your list like a bingo card of which airline it is?
Maybe like you could make a game out of it. They could like gamble on them, like which plane's gonna land quicker or something. I don't know. I don't know how you could gamify that, but it's like bird watching or something. I don't really get it, but it's a thing. Like there's this hobby. People make hobbies out of everything, and it's just like you got to do something with your time. Why not?
Well, I mean, the one thing I did notice, I could tell it was Spirit because it was just shaking and barrel rolling as it was landing because I think
Yeah.
the passengers were the ones landing the plane. But To be expected with Spirit.
Spirit planes, famous for turbulence. You know, there's always a little something going on these Spirit planes, either shaking or barrel rolls or something. You know, somebody fighting in there. Who knows?
Yeah.
Just Spirit things.
I mean, everyone talks about Mile High Club, like yeah, having sex on a plane while you're up there. Unless you like, you're in a private plane on a bed. I don't really want to
Yeah.
rail someone in a 10 by 10 bathroom.
You're not even getting 10 by 10, dude. You're lucky. And an
Yeah.
airplane, you can literally like just stand and like do a 360 and sit down. Like, I don't know how that seems like a thing of the past to me. Because I also just feel like there's so many people on airplanes now, and there's always somebody waiting. Like, I've never got out of an airplane bathroom, and there's not like somebody, maybe not directly outside, but like getting in right away. And also, the stewardess and stewards, I guess you would call them. I don't know. All the staff are like right fucking there all the time. So I just don't know how they don't just bust your ass right away.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I don't want to do Mile High Club. I want to
Yeah.
fight in the plane.
That is cooler
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, you can do Air Force One, Harrison Ford. You know, when he was the president, it's like, get off my plane. And I was like,
Yeah.
dude, that's badass.
Yeah. Yeah, you might have to deal with the air marshal, but I mean, I say do it, dude. Is the no flight list a real thing too? They say people get put on the no flight list. Is that like a shared blacklist? I think it is.
It has to be, unless you fly Spirit.
Yeah, they'll take anybody. That's what happens. The no flight list. That's what Spirit's for.
Actually, they will prefer you on the no flight zone because you'll pay whatever they want.
That's true. You'll pay $150 to check a bag. These bastards. I still can't believe it. I'm disappointed in them.
Yeah. No, I was gonna go somewhere with the flight with Spirit. No, I don't know, man. But like, just oh, yeah, I know you because you mentioned air marshals. Have you ever spotted an air marshal when you're flying? Because they're not supposed to identify themselves, but do you feel like you could tell who the air marshal is?
I always try as I'm walking down to like see who looks the most like an air marshal.
Yeah.
But I think it's like there's probably
Maybe
Yeah.
we can do that. We can look for the air marshal. Is there an air marshal? I don't know if anyone's in the chat. I feel like all 0 of you guys who are popping off right now. No, but is there an air marshal on every flight?
I think that there is, but I also don't really know shit about airplane policy. But I feel like ever since 9/11, there's an air marshal on all of them just to deal with that kind of stuff. We can find out pretty quickly if there is an air marshal on our flight, though. We just have to get in a fight. But then that could like just kind of derail your whole bachelor party. So I don't know if you want to go there.
Yeah.
I am pretty pumped to be on a plane with a bunch of my dudes though, because every time I travel, it's with family or something. This is gonna be a little different. We can actually like get drunk at the airport and have fun with it. You know?
Yeah. I googled it and no. Yeah, I mean actually it makes sense. You can't. There's not that many air marshals in the world. Think about all the flights that are going out.
What do you mean there's not enough air marshals in the world? There's like billions of people on Earth. They could have an air marshal on every plane. I think that's crazy.
But they
There's
don't.
pilots. There's pilots on every plane, right? And there's 5 stewardesses on every plane. Tell me they can't find enough air marshals? They can't train them? This is crazy.
Well, according to Google, is there an air marshal on every flight? No, not every flight has an air marshal. In the United States, less than 1% of flights have an air marshal. With approximately 44,000 commercial flights operating every day across the U.S., the Federal Air Marshal can't place an air marshal on every flight.
I'm disappointed in that. I don't know what to say.
Then the question is, does the air marshal, like,
So
How
what,
do
they
you
just
get
pick with like sketchy people, they just profile them and put an air marshal in there? How do they know?
well, you can't, you don't want to put, let's assume an air marshal gets 100,000 a year minimum. You're not going to put them on a flight from Burbank to Vegas for a 45-minute flight. That doesn't really add up. But like you would put them on from LA to New York.
I think they're just all of the flights that are going to and from the Middle East have an air marshal on them. Probably is what they're doing. You just got to find those hot spots.
Yeah.
Anything to Florida, probably I would put one on there too.
Florida,
They're
yeah.
nuts.
Florida man. Yeah, you gotta protect it from Florida man.
Yeah. No Florida man air marshals though. They're fucking crazy. Maybe that's what they put on the Florida planes. They get Florida man air marshals because they know how to deal with crazy. They're on that level.
Well, you can only combat crazy with crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it goes. Um, Going back to the LAX airport thing,
Mm.
one of our favorite topics, food.
Yes.
In and out. I nice guy. Let me preface it there.
Mm.
Nice guy, employee.
Okay.
Compliments the shirt. He's like, "Hey man, nice shirt." I said, "Oh, this is going on." I made his day by showing up and wearing the shirt that I picked today. It made his day, and therefore, ergo, no pun intended, because we're talking about planes. I made his day,
Yeah,
and I
you're
said, "You
now
know
a good
what?
person.
I'm a good person. Here I am. It's time to order. It's time to do the deed. In and out. If you're an expert to in and out, you probably already have an order." And
Yeah.
I said, "You know what? I'm in and out today. I'm gonna do a 3x3." And I asked
Mm.
for it mustard fried.
Mm. You're a real
And
expert, I see. Okay.
I kind of a connoisseur of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Order it mustard fried. I've ordered this everywhere, and the follow up question, it's like a script. Doesn't matter if I'm in Glendale, Burbank, Eagle Rock, Fullerton, or Fuller Crap. Good one. They'll
Catching
always
strays, Fullerton.
yeah. They'll always say, "Is pickles okay?" And I said, "All right, yeah, of course. I want a mustard fried. I want it this way." The guy looks through the menu and he's doing the little touchscreen. Yeah, he's like,
Too many button presses. Something's wrong.
and he says, I don't think we can do mustard fried." And I said,
Excuse me?
Yeah, excuse me, garçon. I was like, he's like, "Yeah, like I can do mustard on the burger." And I said, "No, but mustard fried is something that I always get." And at this point, it's the airport, LAX. I'll call it the LAX airport, the airport in and out.
Is it
Far
in
close
the
enough.
airport? I don't
No,
think
but
I've been
it's
there.
right there.
Oh,
No, it's
okay.
not.
Okay.
But it's right there. You
Yeah.
might as well call it that.
Yeah.
And I said, "The lines behind me is super long. I just want to get my food because I need to eat before I pick them up." And I said, "You know what? Just okay." And then he goes through the order of the onions, and I'm like, "All right, dude, just give me this, whatever. I'm going to call this an L."
It's going to
You
take an
know,
inferior burger for him.
at In and Out, I didn't.
Mm.
I expected to be served a burger that I want my way. Wait, is that? Uh, what's
That's
what's
Burger
their
King.
jingle? No, yeah. What's their jingle? In and Out.
That's what a
In and
hamburger is all
Out.
about.
That's what a hamburger is all about. No, instead, that was not what a hamburger was all about, and I got served an L on the side.
Yeah. You were
Then
not
we get
about
to-
it, dude.
And I said, when we get to the fries, and I said, "Excuse me, before you complete the order, because I'm getting a combo, I want to get the fries light well."
What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. I've never
It's
done
a,
it before.
it's not well done, but it's lightly above the standard cooking.
A little extra. Okay.
Yeah, and then I hear,
You're like, oh,
and he
God, not
says,
again.
"We can't do light well. I don't have an option for that. I can do medium or I can do well done." And I said, medium.
Talk to the manager, dude. Or give me the little ticket and I'll write it on there. You got a pen.
At some
Something's
point,
wrong
like,
with this man.
Yeah, at some point, I was gonna say like, "Hey, like, do I call your manager or the person next to you to?
Can I give
because
you
don't
some
wanna-
feedback?
Yeah, yeah. Because feedback is a gift. Yeah, I know this from working at Apple.
Mhm.
Out light well fries.
They don't have a
In-N-Out-
survey at In-N-Out, so
What are light? Let's see.
nobody knows.
That's right here. Lightwell is literally on the PO system. Most likely they told you said light, but I said light well. It's like a little crispy, but not too crispy.
You want a little snap to them, I guess. Okay. I like
And
my
I didn't-
fries soggy from In-N-Out. I've just grown accustomed to it, but I
Yeah.
I respect people that try to fight, the powers that be to change the fries.
I was a little disappointed, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you show this guy up in front of his peers? I didn't want to do that.
I think it's on him to figure out what the hell you were talking about. I think like when he's on break or when they're leaving, he needs to ask somebody like, "Hey, what is this guy talking about?" I would put him on blast in front of his people. Like,
Yeah, it's not like I
you
leaned
know,
over and say, "Can I have my fries doggy style?"
right?
I didn't. I didn't do that. Like lean in, like, "Hey, can I?" And maybe you can say on the mic, "Doggy style." I didn't do that. Straight shooter. It,
Yeah,
like, doesn't that give you pause, saying, "Hey, maybe I don't know everything."
yeah. To say, "Oh, I can't do it." What do you mean? I wouldn't be asking for this. I'm not making shit up. You know, I didn't invent this order. Like, this is the thing.
I don't want to embarrass the guy, man. And I just said, "Fuck it. Just give me exactly what I don't want."
Just take a regular in and out combo. God forbid,
Yeah,
eat
I
like the
mean,
rest of us.
it just that's what I did. Took the L that day, dude.
So then you went out and you sat on the grass with your
Gave
shitty
myself a
fucked
handy,
up burger, and yeah,
put a blanket and just watch planes. I
it's a
had,
nice way to pass the day.
I had, I don't know what's cool anymore, dude. I have every day things are going on in life, and I just have no idea what's going on. Demure is a really cool thing now these
It's
days.
so funny you just said that because I was just gonna say the word demure, dude. That's what's happening today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
demure.
I don't think anybody. It's like that sounds like a word that like some kid saw and said it, and then everybody just thought it sounded cool, so they just kept saying it. Because I don't know why use demure versus something else. It's like when I was in high school, I would make my remember was it Facebook or MySpace? You could choose like what your attitude is for the day, like how are you feeling, and I would always put pensive because I thought it sounded like cool and thoughtful,
Yeah.
and people didn't know what that word meant. I think that's what demure. It's the same thing with that. Like I think people just think it sounds cool, and now it's caught fire.
Well, I mean, it's funny because those are one of the demure is one of the words that you just never will hear ever, and when you hear it, you're like, and then now it's coming out and it's a thing, and it's because we're old. Like, brat summer was a thing 3 weeks ago. I don't think it's still a thing anymore.
I don't even know what the hell that meant. I just completely dodged that one.
I just knew demure because of 30 Rock.
Really?
Yeah, do you remember you watched 30 Rock?
Yeah.
uh did you watch the ending?
I can never make it all the way to the end of that show. I always fall
Dude,
off like season 4.
you
It's
gotta.
like it's kind of tired after a while.
One of the best shows ever written.
Maybe I'm wrong.
What
It
I-
is very funny. I've read the word in books and stuff. Like I had a
yeah.
general understanding of what it meant. I just have never heard someone actually say it out loud. Like in a conversation. They still don't really use it that way though. I think they just it's just catchy now. But I don't think people are like blending that into their vocabulary. You know?
It's actually one of the trends I don't mind because it's 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 an actual word. I
Yeah.
wish we would like partake in the word of the day again.
It's better
And
than Riz.
yeah, see, that's what I'm talking
It's
about.
a real
Yeah,
word.
see, like a gangster. Yeah. It's not
See?
very demure, but
Mm-mm.
it's just why not open up the vocabulary?
Yeah. I
Me,
like
me,
learning new words. I'm down.
yeah. I when you listen to this podcast, I hope you guffaw.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good luck spelling that one. You'll track it down though, guys.
Can we make guffaw a thing? Like,
I don't think
is that
guffaw sounds as cool as demure. That's the thing. It also has to sound like you're a smart person or
because I guffaw.
guffaw. He let out a hearty guffaw.
But yeah, like we need that in our life. Riz, like I don't need what was it? All facts, no fact. I don't know what it was. I don't know. Like, see, I'm old,
Yeah,
dude.
I don't remember. That was something too. Well, if you want, how about this? We can send each other a word every day.
We should.
I'll send you a word.
Can we start posting on Instagram words of the day, and then we'll take turns
I think that'd be kind of
in
fun.
the story? Yeah,
Yeah.
and we can get ahead of it. It's kind of like when I kept talking about Doctor Doom all these times. Like, man, I want Doctor Doom, and now he came early.
You
Just like
manifested.
me, he came early and got rid of Kang, and here is it. I manifested it. Maybe we can manifest a word of the day.
Okay. I'm down. I play Wordle. I play a game. I play a version of Wordle that never stops. You just keep going until you lose. So I got all kinds of words. Problem with that game is it'll throw words like pappy at me or like some stupid shit, and I'm like, what the hell's pappy? That's not a word, you know. It just frustrates me. Every once in a while, when I find a stupid word like that, I'll take a screenshot and I send it to my girlfriend. Cause I'm like, this is dumb. You know, that shouldn't be in there. It should be like real words that people want to learn. But anyway,
Right.
I digress. Yeah, let's start a word. Let's start a word of the day. I'm actually down with that, and that doesn't
Okay.
require us to like think of some topic that that whatever. It's like let me find a cool word and share it with my peeps. I can get
Right.
behind that.
Okay. I
I have
like
some
it.
terrible news, dude.
Uh-oh.
I'm pivoting.
Okay.
Did you hear this terrible news? I think if you heard it, you would be sad right now. I don't even know if you'd be on the show. So you
Dude, my
haven't heard
life
it
has
yet.
been just sad news every day. Just hit me. I'll
Well,
let you know if I heard it.
J Lo and Ben are getting divorced, dude.
Benifer.
Jennifer is done again, and it's like it's tough because so many episodes ago, I would take time to make fun of Jennifer Lopez and kind of prey on her downfall and just being a jerk. And you know what? Now they're not together anymore. I feel kind of bad. Not gonna lie. I wanted it to work as much as I was throwing shade at her concert tour. I wanted it to work, and it
Should we
didn't.
be should we be surprised that it didn't work? Or
No.
should we not be surprised? Because you can look at it from two folds, right? Which is it didn't work the first time, but you've come back together and you've grown as people and you
Right.
know the mistakes and you want to do it again.
And you
So wouldn't it make sense?
realize that was something good, that like that's what you needed, right?
Yeah. Like in that sense, would it maybe it is shocking that they broke up because you thought maybe they worked out their kinks. Not their sexual kinks, but the issues that they had.
Yeah.
Or maybe the kinks were the issue.
I mean, I was hoping that whatever the kinks were, either, physical or not, that they got through it, do it for the kids. They're both rich people, J-Lo, and at one point he was Batman. They've had success. They've had full lives. They should be able to make it work and whatever, but apparently not, dude. And, it's like, what's she going to do with all this stuff that she made about it? It's so fucking embarrassing. She made a song called to Ben, and then part two now on this latest one, right? I don't know if you listened to it, but that's the one where she was saying, staring at my ring,
Yeah.
thinking about things or whatever, and she was just so
Oh,
happy
deep.
about Ben. She read his letters like on a video, read his personal letters that he wrote her. Like there was just a lot of oversharing, and now it's fucking awkward, man.
Okay, well, let's from the eyes of Ben, when he watched her do that speech of how when she thinks about how she was that little girl in the Bronx, or do you think
Yeah.
he said, "Man, my baby's so inspiring," or
No.
she needs to shut the fuck up? At least she's hot.
I think Ben was cringing, dude. I think he was
Cringing?
cringing really
Yeah.
hard. Yeah.
It- I don't like. I mean,
I
you,
don't
you
know.
gotta, you gotta, you gotta put up with some shit if it's J Lo.
Yeah.
You
I
gotta.
mean, look, she looks good, I'm sure, but I think that when she read his personal letters on video, I think that really pissed him off. And I think he's kind of a low key dude. I don't really know shit about him, and I don't think it's because he's not like successful or because he doesn't want to. I think he just doesn't want to be in the public eye. All we have is that photo of him smoking a cigarette. That's all we've
Yeah.
got, dude. You
And
know?
he's us when he's smoking that cigarette, just all stressed
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
And
and
I
we
said,
all related to him in that moment, right? So there's just not much, I think. He has that sneaker or Dunkin' commercial with Tom Brady and his boy Matt Damon. Like, they're just the Boston dudes. And I think she might have just been a little much for him. But again, like, dude, if you marry and then get divorced by a fiery Latina, you know what you're getting into. I think so it's a little bit on him too, because he knew what the fuck was going on,
well, do you
you
think
know?
it was the whole thing of the P Diddy? I actually think the Diddy
Think Diddy did it?
did. Yeah, did Diddy do it? Because you, it's one thing when you find out that your girl, like that you, the love of your life that you married, like got drunk and like had a lesbian three-way or did some crazy shit in college, like when
Yeah.
she was just whoring around.
It's a tough
And
pill to swallow, dude.
it's a
But
tough pill to swallow. That's why more mystery, less history.
yeah,
But there is something to be said about like, dude, she snuck a gun for another dude into the club, and it's like
it's like why?
that's kind of a like that's a little bit of a it makes me think.
That's a major red flag, dude. Because I don't
But
think
like,
he's about that shit. He's like, what? You did
yeah,
what?
I know.
What are you talking about? Like, I feel like that I would if that would be totally just I would be flabbergasted if my girlfriend
Yeah,
told me that. You know,
Uh,
that's nuts.
it's like yeah, okay, like I get it. Like you did anal with this one guy, and why not me? Like you get
Right.
past that. You get past that.
Yeah.
But like, when you because it's two things. One is this chick is crazy and she'll do anything, or two, why wouldn't she do that for me? Why
She's
wouldn't she take my heater and put it in her purse when we went to like, Barney's Beanery that one day?
she kind of
Like
ride or die though. It just makes you
yeah,
ask, is she like that for me? Then you got to put it to the test, dude. You got to
yeah.
ask her to like take drugs to the airport or something. I don't know what else is there, that's
Well,
comparable.
you ask, will you shoplift for me?
Yeah.
I
But
think that's
something
the
like big though, not a pack of gum. What is it? What
yeah.
is enough to prove her loyalty? And within the context of this whole P Diddy thing, right? Your girlfriend comes home, you find out a story on TMZ that she snuck a gun into a club for somebody or something, and you're upset. What do you send her to the store to steal, dude? What's big enough?
Yeah. Well, I got to think about that. But
A
it's
turkey.
yeah, and it's not the fact that I'm not that I was in their bedroom here or hearing their conversations,
Hmm.
but 99% of me thinks that she didn't tell him that happened. The news told him that happened.
That's the worst way to find out something is on TV. You know, because
Yeah,
everybody's seeing it now.
yeah. It's just like it's not a good feeling.
And you know what? I don't think we'll ever find out because Ben keeps it low key, dude. But
Mhm.
anyway, I saw that and I was heartbroken. It was on their 2-year anniversary that they got divorced. So I don't know what. Maybe they were out to dinner somewhere and it just popped off. I don't know. But major sad.
Well, my thoughts are with them. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I always do like a good PR breakup though, because it's
They'll be
in
fine.
like most case scenarios, it's never like she's a fucking cunt. It's like, we have irreconcilable differences and we tried to make it work, but we just think it's better for, both parties split ways, and we hope we can respect our each party's decision,
Yeah. And our privacy,
our
our
privacy.
family during this time.
It's like, nah, dude. First time I get it. First time I get it.
Yeah.
Second time it's like you got to air it out.
Second time, we all
Hmm.
get to know about this because, yeah, everybody makes mistakes. You guys did it twice. What's the deal?
It-
You just become not married anymore if you don't renew it? This guy's just kind of chill.
I have a driver's license and it will expire, and if I choose to drive, I have to go through the process of renewing my license.
You know what? I mean, that might be a really good idea. Actually, it might fix a lot of things. The divorce rate would go down drastically
Yeah,
if it
because
if it
yeah,
wasn't permanent.
and it gives you like eyes on the prize of, we have until 3 more years or two, whenever it expires, to make this thing work. Do I love you enough, honey, to make this work? And like you have that. When you don't have that, it's like you're trapped or you're on a whim. You'll just be, "Hey," over dinner when she overcooks the mashed potatoes, like, I want a divorce. I can't
Right.
take this anymore. But when you have like, like a line of sight, like maybe you can't get divorced until the day of the expiration, like, outside of like, he backhands her because the Lakers lost. Like,
Yeah, you have
okay,
to be able to get divorced though. That's the
yeah,
only
but
thing.
like in you have to show that you tried, right?
Yeah, I mean that's
If I
interesting. You get more information that way. You get to see their progress checks and kind of if they're in it to win it.
Yeah,
You
because
know?
you have a deadline,
Yeah.
which is if you don't meet the deadline, I'm not renewing this shit.
You can say, "Hey, have you done your online classes yet? Do you get renewed or what? Like what chapter are you on?
Yeah,
Chapter 1,
it's
what's going
actually
on?"
it's actually kind of brilliant. Like
Yeah.
because yeah, like I think when your marriage license expires, that's the true essence of love. To go through the process of renewing your shit. Like we all like okay, not all of us, because some of us are delinquents and drive without licenses and insurance, but
Yeah.
most people like understand the need for a driver's license. Like, hey, I need this to operate in my life. I will make the time to go and renew my license, and hate life when they tell me that I forgot my glasses and I need prescriptions.
Hmm.
I go through all that because I got that dog in me.
Yeah, because you need it, dude. This is part of your life, you know? Can't get into a bar without one of those things too. So, well, I
At
guess you can
what
get an
point?
ID, but
Yeah.
who the
What,
fuck
at
has
what
that?
point, like, I know I don't look 60, but if I'm buying beer, why do you have to ID me?
I actually think it's so fucking annoying that they still ID. I think it's like some kind of record keeping thing, which I can understand. Like they need like a receipt, but I think it's so stupid. Like I look old now. You know I'm not younger than 21. Like
Yeah.
why are you wasting my time?
I get upset for people who are older than me and they have to show their ID.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get into an establishment without showing your ID, and it's like, this dude is balding.
Yeah.
Like, the
That's true. Like, okay, putting stores aside and scanning it to sell you alcohol. Okay,
yeah.
getting into a bar, you know I'm not. I'm 32 and I look it. I think you
Yeah.
can tell I'm not 21 or younger than 21. That's crazy. That's a really good point. It's annoying.
It's annoying. I blame that commercial. I blame that one commercial where it was the We ID, like, and like some woman comes in and she's buying fucking wine coolers or Fireball, and the cashier says, "Can I see your ID?" And then the lady looks up and she's actually 48, and she smiles and she's all flattered, like, we always check for ID, which is like, let
Women
this
like
woman
being asked that.
let this woman drink in peace. Unless this guy was trying to pipe her down, let her drink
Yeah.
in peace. Don't check the ID. It's insult. It's a waste of my time, especially now with the wallet I have. For me to pull out my ID, it's not convenient.
Do you actually pull it out, or you just go like this, like a badge?
No, because I don't
Just
have the
flop
little
it.
window anymore.
Oh shit, dude! You gotta get a new
Yeah,
wallet. This is a separate discussion, but if it doesn't have quick access, I don't want it.
I I have this really nice RFID wallet which will hold credit cards and one ID. And if I need to put cash, I can only put one bill in there.
Yeah.
Because God forbid I get change. God
I
forbid I
hate
get
having
change.
change, dude. Or cash. I don't want either of them. I've been carrying.
You
I actually took cash the other day to the. I was going to the movies, and I have stupid cash on my desk. I have a pile. I have a mountain of cash sitting on my dresser because I hate using it. And every time somebody gives me cash, I just dump it on there, right?
Yeah.
So I took like $40 with me, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna use this cash today. And I go to the movies, and I buy a water bottle, and I give them my $10, and they say we don't take cash. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This paper is useless.
Dude, that's illegal. I don't. Okay. I don't like when places don't take cash. I don't like when places don't take card. I understand, like, for certain places where they don't take card, but you have to accept all legal forms of tender.
Unacceptable to places that don't take card. It's 2024. We have tap now. Like you don't even have chip. I'll even slide that shit, dude. But if you can't take anything, that drives me nuts. I don't need Apple Pay. I don't need any of that stuff. But take my damn card because I don't carry cash. And it's because when I see homeless people, I can tell them, "Oh, sorry, I don't have any cash," and I'm not lying. You know what I mean? So don't make me bring cash, dude. This isn't a drug deal.
It's, I don't know, man. I like cash. Cash is, I mean, it's a tangible thing because at some point you become so warped of your money. You're like, do you really have $400 in your account? Or if you had $400 bills, like, four $100 bills, that changes your perspective on things and your actual spending.
That's true. When you're actually using the physical cash, swiping a card is so easy. You don't have to worry about it or keep track.
Yeah. Then you let Ashton Kutcher in his app fucking round up your your change, and all of a sudden you put it in this investments and Acorns, and it's like,
Fucking Acorn.
I,
I
I
still
think
get
we're
emails from Acorn. Leave me alone.
I still remember being in the era of like depositing checks before direct deposit. That was like when I first got my first job. I was getting checks and I would have to go to the bank to cash them.
Wow, that's old school.
Then I got direct deposit finally, and I was like, wow, this is a life changer. But I never saw money.
Banks used to not be open on weekends or open after 5. So like I was just reading about this today. If you didn't cash your check before Friday at 5 p.m. somehow, you just didn't have any cash over the weekend. If you just work 9
Yeah.
to 5, that's another thing. Why are stores like, do you see these stores that are not open on weekends or open past 5? How am I supposed to spend my money there? You know, like I was trying to find a mechanic that worked on Volvos, and all
Oh
the
my
ones that I
God.
called were not open on weekends or open past 5. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? What are working people? How are working people supposed to shop here? You know, I don't understand that. I know people want to have weekends. They want their weekends just as much as I do. But it's like, if you run a store, you got to deal with that shit, dude, or hire an employee to sit there all weekend. I don't know.
Well, especially with the mechanic, because we've talked about my situation on like an old episode,
Yeah,
which is if your car is broken down, you were completely anally fucked until Monday
you're in
during a
trouble.
business day.
Hmm.
And I was scrambling looking for a place to take my car in, and I'm calling places and like, oh, we close at 11 a.m. I'm like, it's Saturday.
11 a.m.
Hey,
That's crazy talk.
where is the where is the DNC to talk about the actual things? Like, to talk to me about what really matters, because if your car isn't working, what am I supposed to do? Just tell me to go fuck off
What, you want me
and
to
just
take the
wait till Monday?
bus? Fuck no.
I
I
know,
would never do that.
dude.
These are the kitchen table issues that they're not talking about. You know, inflation. I don't care. Make mechanics work on Sundays, dude. This is bullshit.
Government issued mechanics. I'm sure that will go right.
Have you been watching? I know we don't get political. Have you been watching any of the DNC or this week? Have you checked it out?
I saw some of Joe Biden's speech.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good out there. He's got a
He was
teleprompter,
like,
but he's looking pretty good.
he was looking. I mean, they all have teleprompters.
I know,
No
but I
one's
just
doing it
mean
off the
like,
cuff. But he's so old and glassy-eyed, you can see the teleprompter in his in his eyes. But like, there's I was kind of like watching Joe Biden speak, and I was kind of like dozing off because I was in bed. But I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. It didn't really. I didn't. I know there was a whole thing of like his age, and that's why he pulled out.
yeah,
But it didn't really hit me until I saw him like after the speech, waving at the cameras. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker's old.
he's really old. And I was on board. I was down, dude. Okay, I'm down. Whatever, I get it. I know what the end game is here. You got to do it. But we're looking a lot better now. And honestly, it's pretty fucking hype, dude. I was gonna say when you said the DNC, it reminded me. Did you see Lil Jon at the DNC, dude? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's funny because like I saw some country dude that I've never heard of performing. And I was like, okay, this is fine. That was like 2 days ago. And then now, they have Kamala's like theme song is Beyonce, which is a pretty big deal. And then they got Little John because he's from Georgia, which I didn't know. So when Georgia was the Georgia moment, he's there doing his yayas. You think he's
Yeah.
tired of doing yaya? Or is he just like, fuck it, this is my thing and I get to do this forever and I love it?
I
Like,
think he went through. I think he went through the wave of like, this is taking me off. I love it. Then he went to, I hate this.
yeah.
And then as you get old and you reflect, you're like, you know what? People love this, and they need to accept this through therapy
Yeah.
and hookers.
I
And
can't. Okay. Well,
yeah,
yeah. Fuck it, dude. I do think like, cause I was reading this thing about this rap group De La Soul that I like, and they were talking about they make that song Me Myself and I, if you heard it, and they're like that's the song that everybody wants to hear, and we never want to do it. Like they hate that song because it's so burned out. But it's like that's what got you on the map, So I think with Lil
yeah.
Jon, it's kind of the same thing. Like you can be all edgy and pretend like you don't want to do it, but that's what the people want, man.
What did baby girl Reg say? What did Ariana Grande say? Like Ariana Grande said, she said like like even though it's not a song you probably want to do, it's a song to help you take off. And that song, De La Soul, which I do love De La Soul. It's like the song is different for other people. Those are like markers in people's life.
Yeah.
And then for you to be like, I don't do that anymore. It's like, well, like yeah, I listened to that and I was finally coming to terms with my dead dog. And this song came on, and that song, like my dog spoke to me after I took
Wow.
ayahuasca and listened to Me, Myself, and I. And now you don't want to play it? It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. You dare take that from me?
You
Wow.
don't. It's sad. But I don't know. It's this weird thing of, Lil Jon. The whole thing got me hyped and it was cool, but sometimes like sometimes I like it, and sometimes I don't want politics mixed with cool. It,
That's true. I'm okay with politics being kind of dry and boring. It's fine.
when people say, I liked Obama, and this is true, by the way, like, because I feel like I can have a beer with him, like George W. Bush, right? Like, I don't want to be able to have a beer with the leader of the free world. I want them to be unrelatable. It's like, like, hey, like, let's talk about like Miller Lights and talk about sports. I want him to be like, I don't drink beer and I watch cricket. And you're
Okay,
like,
that's un-American, dude. Come on.
well,
At
but
least
like the
give him
whole thing,
baseball.
but the whole thing is like, I don't want to relate to this person because if I were the president, we'd all be fucked.
That's true. You're gonna hate this election cycle then, though, because this Kamala Harris and Tim Walz is like the most relatable man I've ever seen in politics. He's so
Yeah.
normal
To
and
the
like
walls.
nice.
Hmm.
You're gonna have to just stick it out for 4 years, dude. This is a
I
normal
know.
ass dude.
It's that's. I mean,
It's okay.
I will say this, like, he was a history teacher, and he was his students back in the day predicted the genocide in Rwanda. Hotel Rwanda, the movie. That's what it's about.
Hmm.
Because of all the things they talked about, the students were able to deduct, like, hey, like, the next genocide, it's like the next celebrity death, it's going to be in Rwanda. And that
Wow.
was the thing. And then the genocide in Rwanda happened based on all the things because history repeats itself.
He's also a coach. Cool guy.
Yeah, I know. Like, celebrity, like, I mean, obviously, Democrats have like the cooler celebrities. Like, Republicans, you have Kid Rock, and you have Hulk Hogan with his man boobs talking about how he wants to wrestle Kamala Harris. And I'm like, all right,
I'm
dude,
sure he
like,
does.
it's not even fair anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now
The
they're trying
cool
to get
thing.
everybody super charged up and like they're trying to get all the youngsters out there. So they're really pulling on the celebrities, to kind of come out of the woodwork here. It might not always be this way. I'm hoping one day politics can just go back to just being like just normal and boring and less, in our face all the time. We'll
It's
see.
too it's too accessible now.
This could be forever.
Before it was only on C-SPAN, and then
Yeah.
you'd watch it on the news. Now it's on everyone's Instagram feeds, it's on Twitter.
I
Then you
also
start to
listen to this shit every day, so I'm part of the
you
problem.
yeah, you feel a
I'm
certain
feeding the
way and you
beast.
feel all passionate and you're like, and you start listening to talk radio and you're like then it's you become your parents. Actually, that's kind of what it is. We become our parents.
Yeah. Well, they think so. They always tell you, oh, when you get older, you'll be thinking differently. But not this guy. Okay.
like
Um,
like no way. I'm gonna be demure forever.
yeah.
It's Brat Summer all the time, bitch.
That's
Like,
funny.
I saw you put this in the notes, but I was actually pissed off. Acolyte canceled after one
Dude,
season.
I didn't even get a chance to watch it.
You
I mean,
can.
I
And it-
can, but now it's like, what's the fucking point, dude? I hate when shows have one season and they wanted to do more and they get canceled early. Because now I'm like, I don't know. I could, but it's going to end on a cliffhanger. What's the point? You were
It-
liking it. I've heard it
I
was dog shit, though, to be honest. That's what I've heard from everybody besides you.
it's it's Star Wars. First and
Yeah.
foremost, it's Star Wars. Like when you watch A New Hope, it's the fucking it's not Shakespeare.
No.
And it's people have these rose-colored glasses of what sci-fi is. Like, I was like, dude, this is the fucking. It's a simple ass story done in space. I don't think Acolyte was a perfect show. I get that the main characters were like, it's kind of like, but there were so many pieces around it, and in season 2 you could have pivoted. You could have pivoted to what it's going to be,
Yeah.
but now it's gone.
I just feel like it's weird. I don't know. It's like a big budget for them, and it just seems hard to gauge. Just on fire, everybody's watching it. They're going to cancel it because I feel like a lot of shows used to take more time to warm up. I feel like every season of Star Trek, besides the modern one, like you kind of need like a season or two just to like for it to get its flow. I feel like many shows that I enjoy would not exist in today's time.
No, dude. Well, That's the other thing about Acolyte. I was confused about. It's like every episode was $20 million to
That's
produce or something,
insane.
and it's like I didn't walk away from every episode and say like, oh man, like the special effects were crazy. So like, I was like, how did
Yeah,
this add up to $20 million in
somebody
every
fucked up.
episode? And then there's probably like three scenes. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But like, if you lowered the budget, I would have walked away with the same feeling.
Yeah,
It's just like, and then there were some highlights. I mean, did you watch The Good Place?
yeah.
Yeah, Darth Bortles was the thing. Jason, the monk
Hmm.
was great in The Acolyte.
Oh my god, that's what he's in. Yeah, he's such a dumbass in The Good Place that I forgot about him, and then I saw him in that, and he's completely different. One of my friends was telling me some show they were watching too. It wasn't Acolyte. He's in it, and she was talking about how he's super hot and she's into him, and I'm like, Jason from The Good Place is super hot. I'm so confused.
Yeah.
He cleans up actually. He's not a bad looking dude.
No.
He was so annoying and dumb in The Good Place that it's like branded in my brain that he's that, but he has other redeemable qualities. You know what this reminded me of? Have you watched Umbrella Academy? Do you have any interest in that?
No, someone was telling me about it, and I kept reading like I don't know what I
Dude,
read, but it got jumbled in my Reddit headlines of like not
worst
good.
ending of a show ever.
That's what I heard.
Probably worse than like Game of Thrones. Like it's worse. It's so bad to me. Very frustrating. I guess I was more invested in Game of Thrones. This one I was just watching just because it was on and people said it was cool. But I banged out that last season in a few days just to do it. Everything's going to like these small seasons. It was 6 episodes. You can't really do much with that. Maybe it's not their fault, but it was pretty fucking bad. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but gosh, I wish I could. Honestly, it doesn't even matter. I probably should. No, I won't.
All right.
It was
I
pretty
heard
bad.
I heard the ending was bad.
I wish you would watch it so we could talk about it, but honestly, what's the point? And it's 4 whole seasons. So I just don't know anyone that has watched it. I have no one to talk to about this. And I'm not going to go comment on Reddit. Like, that's weird. So I need to find someone.
Well, I told you I'm on Ozark right now.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Watch Umbrella Academy after, dude. And then
Maybe.
40 episodes later, hit me up.
Well, did The Sopranos change TV with the whole like episodes linking to each other and like and telling a story? Because if you watched Friends or like any sitcom from the '90s, right? Like just any
Yeah.
sitcom, they didn't really follow a timeline. It was just a very very specific story for that episode, and then you can kind of like disregard it later.
Yeah, I don't know that shows were it was like serialized. What do they call that when it's like one continuous story? I don't know. I'm trying to think of like older shows that I've seen that are pre-Sopranos that did that. I don't really know. I'm pulling a blank now.
Like Gilligan's Island was, just random things that happened, and the whole thing was they wanted to get off the island. But like what they did in the last episode didn't affect the next episode,
Yeah.
and now we all expect it. Now we all like. Part of me wishes like I want TV to be like that, which is it's its
Yeah.
own standalone episode. I know like there's things like, but even then, American Horror Story, like you take the same cast and it's just a new season, but you still have to follow the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some like the new Star Trek season, Strange New Worlds, like it kind of does that, but there's still like overarching plot lines that continue. It's not totally just like a reset button at the end of every episode where nothing matters. There's still some, even when they try to do that, they can't help but do some story arcs. I think people just need that now. Also, because people binge everything now, so it's like I think it's easier to they do these longer stories, because people are watching them back to back, so it's like watching a movie,
Right.
so it kind of flows better. I don't know. That's my theory, at least.
You said something that really stuck with me, which was you didn't know Lil Jon was from Georgia.
I didn't
He's
know
from,
that.
yeah, he's from Atlanta. We know that. But like, and I thought about it too, which is like, if you said, "Is he from Georgia?" I'm like, I don't know, but Atlanta.
Yeah,
I
that's true.
No, but I thought that too. I was like, wait a minute, like he is from Georgia. Wait, I'm not sure. Then it's Atlanta.
I always forget that Atlanta is in Georgia. I'm gonna agree with you there. Sometimes I feel like it's Atlanta, Florida. I feel like that flows, but it's not.
I
You know,
mean, it's the dirty South.
it's all around there somewhere.
I don't know, man. I'm getting old and I'm stupid, bro.
Mm.
I I,
Hmm.
are you? I have to think about this because are you comfortable playing your music to people?
No,
No?
not unless they're in my car and they're stuck with me. But like if someone's like, "Oh, throw something on the playlist," I'm like,
Throw something on.
"Are you sure?"
Yeah.
Then I'll just play something that's like, I don't know, that you can't be mad at. Like I'll put on like Queen or something, or just something that everybody knows.
Well, I mean, today I was working out, humble brag, and I had the opportunity to play music
Mm.
in the class I'm in my Zumba.
That is my nightmare.
And I was like, well, I guess I could play music, but I don't have any playlists built. And I was just like, I don't know because there's people of all ages and genders, and like,
You can't
I
play Queen at a
you
workout
can't
class.
you can't play Queen. You know, there's older women there, and there's young
Yeah.
cool dudes, and it's like, what is the song? And I felt scared to even put on anything. It was a fear this morning.
What did you pick? Because I feel like you kind of know music, like trendier stuff though. What did you play?
I just had like I just put together cobbled together some things in my favorites and I just put it out there.
Did anybody protest or was it okay?
Nobody protested. No one
Did
said
anybody
like
leave the class?
said, yeah, they picked up their mat from Zumba. They're like, I can't do this anymore, and they just no because like it's every coach that I've done a class with, music's always different, and the coach he's my dude, and he plays kind of like he'll play hip hop, but like his favorite shit is like like heavy metal, like rock music.
Hmm.
So he puts his own stuff in there too, and it's like it's kind of weird when you're like you're doing burpees and you hear fucking some dude screaming and then like primal scream and like you're
I'm
working out with some
surprised people
old
can
woman.
deal with that.
I
Because
don't
that's a
know.
very off-putting type of music. I like some of that stuff, but I would never put that on for randos.
Yeah,
You know? Huh? Yeah,
it
I
was
feel like I would just expect people to play like something that's kind of upbeat, like some EDM or something. But I don't know any of that stuff.
no,
Or
not
like
EDM, dude.
Drake. I don't know. Oh, you could put on Not Like Us, and everybody would have lost their shit, dude.
Yeah, even the old Armenian grandma would be like, "Shit, represent y'all."
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, people think. I mean, I actually think that I've changed my music up a little bit recently, and I'm starting to pick it up. There was a while there
Mm.
where everything I listened to was just really slow. Like when we were coming back from Vegas last time, I was in a very slow music phase, like for years, and everything that I was listening to was just like put you to sleep, you know. And now I have a little bit more, not speed, but at least a little more diversity, you know. We'll
Well,
see.
like, yeah, I mean, I don't know how you don't fall asleep.
I can't fall asleep unless I'm in a bed, dude. Today, I was in Malibu and I was like so bored because I was just waiting. And I went and laid down on a bed and I couldn't even fall asleep on that shit because it wasn't my bed. I'm very like particular about where I sleep. It's tough. Car, not happening, dude.
No, I was driving today. I was falling asleep behind the wheel. I was dozing off.
Damn. Well, it's because you get up so early to work out. You need to stop that, dude. Think about your
No,
health.
you're sitting there in traffic and like I'm not moving, and it's like I don't know, dude. This is I fall asleep anywhere.
Now that I got my AC fixed, I'm very comfortable in my car. I'm
Yeah.
more likely to fall asleep. Before, I was always sweating ass and I was miserable and I had the windows down. Now it's pretty damn nice in there. Like I maybe could. I got some comfy seats. Mm. You know what my latest problem that I'm dealing with is?
What?
I so on Tuesday at the house, we were doing a video shoot. We had a production crew there. They gave me this hat. You can't read it because it's black on black, but it says "We Productions," and they always have catering at these things, right? So they have like a catering crew. They come set
Uh-huh.
up breakfast. They have coffee. They always get bougie fresh squeezed orange juice, like, and then they have someone come for lunch too. So it's a separate menu, whatever. It's always from this place called Kitchen Mouse, actually. That's what I've seen lately, at least. Anyways, and I was so bored because I can't really do anything. I'm just there watching them work and like make sure they're not breaking stuff and whatever. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go out and get a snack. So I got some snacks and I was thirsty and I saw a thing that says water. And so I got a cup and it's like one of those things where you press the top and water comes out. So I'm like
Mm.
pumping it, and I get it, and I just throw it back, dude. It was boiling water for tea. It was hot, fucking super hot water, dude. And I put it in my mouth, and I just like, and I just dropped it all over the floor.
Yeah.
Nobody was looking, thankfully, because I think they would have. I would have looked like the biggest idiot, right? But I'm like, I burned the entire inside of my mouth in an instant, dude, and spit it all out. And I still feel my tongue still feels weird. It's been like over 24 hours, and
Yeah.
I'm worried, dude, because if my tongue like is broken or something, and I can't taste food anymore, I'm not long for this world, dude. You know me on this pod. I'm a foodie, bro. I'm always talking about food, and I'm pretty concerned right now. I brushed my teeth this morning. I'm like, but it's weird.
No, well, I mean, it's your senses are gonna be fucked.
I think so. Like, and I'm worried it's forever, dude. If this is for life, I'm in trouble. It looks fine. It looks fine. It's really shiny. You can't see anything because it's white ass light, but it looks fine. I checked it out today.
Yeah, then you're fine.
But it's
just
like
that
when I'm sloshing water around, it's like I can feel the skin on my tongue moving or something. I don't want to gross out the listeners, but it's like something's going on there, dude. I'll report back next week.
if it's, I mean, it's the tongue is the strongest muscle of the body. Why is it also so the biggest bitch?
They say it heals quickly, though, right? Isn't that a thing, or is that your
Mhm.
mouth? I think it's the tongue.
Well,
One
I
of
thought it
them.
was the tongue, but maybe it's the roof of your mouth.
One of them is strong, so I'm hoping it's the tongue. I'm not gonna look it up because it'll just make me more nervous. But tongue is in trouble right now. So,
You chugged hot water.
dude, I'm lucky that I didn't instantly try to drink it. Like I kind of like let it roll over everything, and very quickly I figured it out and I spit it out. But it was pretty bad, dude. And I was like, it should say hot water on there, right? Or am I a dumbass? Like I just assumed it was normal water and it wasn't steaming, and the cup didn't feel hot, so I just did it. And it's like,
Right.
what a mistake. I'm not gonna trust any water pitchers ever again. This has like changed me for life.
That's tough, dude. Like, you're because when you brush your teeth, sometimes your tongue will hurt. You if you drink the wrong thing, it'll hurt, and you're just annoyed.
Could feel it
And
right
then
now. It hurts
the
right now.
you know what's the worst part of that healing process is you'll just forget it hurts, and it'll be healed, and then you can't celebrate your healing process because
Yeah.
you just forget.
I was like, oh yeah. That's what I thought of today. I was just like walking, just breathing, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not sick anymore. Yeah, and I started high fiving people because it just came out of nowhere. And I know I was sick last week and the week before, but like I'm officially through. I'm through
Yeah.
through, you know, and it didn't realize it until just randomly in my car, you know.
It's a shame that we just forget. And all of a sudden, you don't wake up the next day and you're like, oh my God, yesterday I was sick and I feel better. You just come to a realization like, I forgot I was sick 2 weeks ago.
It's because you have to go to work and shit, man. It takes these moments from us. I got up this morning and I was like, oh my god, I need to be in Malibu in like with like 50 minutes. So I just got up and I left. Pablo took a loaf of bread off the top of the fridge, fucked it all up and dismantled it and left it on the floor for me. I didn't even have time to deal with it or to yell at him. I just had to leave, you know? So I skipped out on my healthy celebration. I didn't get to scold Pablo. It was just it was a rushed morning, you know?
Oh, hey, man.
Having to be places is tough.
You did it. Hey, man, I think that's a good place to end. I can't do pillow talk today. I'm fucking hot, dude.
You know, I'm actually kind of hot too, and I was thinking like, God, I need to get up and turn on the air, but I couldn't
Yeah.
do that mid-pod, you know?
Yeah, no, like that's. 'Cause you know what? Hey, like here's the announcement for you guys. Next week, no show.
Yeah.
Next week, no show. I'm going to be in the Philippines.
And I could not find a host who's down to join me on here. So you know what? We're giving you guys a week off, but we'll be back the following. So enjoy your
Cool.
Wednesday nights. You're free.
Yeah. Can we do the thing of enjoy the extra 40 minutes in your time? Like enjoy the 40 minutes back in your day.
I'm gonna give you back an hour.
Yeah, when I hear that, I want to fight. And I'm like, bro, like don't tell me to enjoy the time that you gave me back. You didn't give me shit back.
Yeah, now you gotta get back to your emails. You gotta take a meeting or something.
Yeah,
Frig off, dude.
Yeah, like y'all can go fuck off with that, dude.
Yeah. All right.
I'll give you 40 minutes back in your day. Now I'm breaking the pen in my hands when I'm in a meeting. I'm like, don't like that.
Well, we're gonna give the listeners right now 20 minutes back in their day because we're skipping pillow talk. So
Yeah,
enjoy it,
put in
everybody.
we put in a good time. But it's vacation starts now, guys. Like, we'll be back with hardcore pillow talk, the most hardcore pillow talk you'll ever see.
That's
And
right.
you guys won't even be ready for it, dude.
I had some topics I didn't even cover today, so I'm saving those for next week. I mean,
Oh,
the
right,
following. Anyways.
Victor, where can I find us?
You guys, we are To Live and Talk in LA. You can find us streaming live every Wednesday, besides next week, on Twitch and YouTube at 7:30 p.m. You can also find us wherever you get your podcasts, so check that out. That comes out every Friday. Finally, you can find us on. God, I'm all over the place. Finally, you can find us on TikTok and Instagram. So show us some love. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, if you find an air marshal, take a picture of them. We want to see. If I find one, I'll
Say
send it to you.
bomb. They love that.
Yeah, just talk about how you see powdery substances. It'll be all good. All right, y'all. We'll see you when you see you.
Later, guys.
Peace.